Last time on Polymorph Self, the battle raged on. Our heroes, together with the Knights of Ertelis, sailed into the Slavers' Bay and stormed the beach. The party fought bravely, taking down commanders, fending off dragons, and breaching the defensive walls. It was a rout. The Slavers' army was overrun. But Bjorn was face to face with a dread mind flayer. It blasted his mind, leaving him a prone, gibbering fool, even more than usual. Hjani came to the rescue, narrowly preventing the Illithid from removing Bjorn's brain. Then the mind flayer levitated into the air malevolently. So Hjani jammed her sword right into its taint, and Seyda chopped off its squid head. In the aftermath, Seyda found lemons. But lemons now had a new idol. Oh. A new day dawned, and the party kitted up and prepared to go inland to find out what the Masters were up to. Okay, so a trail leads up the slope and out onto the desert plain.
Does anybody know what we're going to find up there?
No clue.
Probably squids.
You have been told some information about this previously. Can you remember any of it?
Oh, all right, let's just go up. I can't even.
You can. Something to do with digging.
All I can think of is squids.
Can any listeners tell what a DM does for a living? Before we go up, let's all use our imaginations and our memories to figure out what's going to be up there.
You've all been given the clues to solve this problem.
Blue's Clues?
Yeah, you see, you only get to make fun of that if you can do it, and it's unnecessary.
No,
Unfortunately, you can't. You're
can't
failing,
do it.
and it is necessary. So let's see if anyone can remember.
Oh gosh, I guess I didn't take down this note.
In Ertelis, I believe, because I have to remember this too, I believe that in the previous episode, Aaron Greenstone was telling you what he thought the spies saw them doing above the town, right?
Oh, weren't they summoning we're going towards like a final countdown kind of thing.
Do-do-do.
Thank you. And yeah, like that's where they're going to summon the other world
Okay.
to fucking destroy this one.
The city that they're trying to summon through the portal.
Old shitty city.
Yeah, are you going to go then?
We got it?
Well, we'll see.
We were going anyways, don't you worry.
Hey, can we root around to see if there's any other silver mask?
You search the town and do not find any more masks.
So I guess we got 3 out of 4. 3
You
out of 4
guys can
ain't
wear
bad.
them. My brain is fine. I don't know. Why would I hide this? Underneath all of this mess, I've got one wicked scar on my cheek.
I'm going to keep the pig mask for myself.
Of course you will.
But I do have the fox helmet. I don't know.
Can I
would
take
like
the
to-
fox one?
You may. Too many possessions for me.
I've got my hound one.
Okay, so
totally put that on
Hjani,
Manto.
Hound Mask, Billicus,
Pigicus.
and Seyda,
Foxhelm.
Foxhelm, okay.
What's Hjani Kitu doing?
That's a good question. I think she's on Barack Obama leaving.
Wait,
Oh, no, she can't leave.
Crack?
Barack Obama's yours.
Yeah.
She's on the galley leaving.
Fine.
Ugh.
No doubt she'll show up again.
I wish we had a scribe to record our adventures.
Oh, did anyone tell the Onas Ball?
Well,
Bonus Ball saw the whole thing.
yeah,
Okay,
he's
good.
been on me the whole time, but
I like him in the bull. He's not too much. He records everything, scribes everything, but he doesn't, comment on and interrupt everything I say anymore.
well, we're all having a ball.
We got Bjorn to do that now.
We're giving our only reviewer too much power over this show.
It's okay, man. We've already established these past 3 episodes that we've got another person to take that role. Within 1 hour, you reach the top of the slopes beyond the slavers' town. In front of you lies the desert. It looks like a surreal dreamscape. The flat, dusty plain starts off red, boulder-strewn and shimmering. Rising heat and mirages warp the ground into reflected blobs that morph into towering mushroom shapes. Another moment and they disappear. Beyond the plain, the desert rises and darkens, covered over with a layer of cooled volcanic rock. It forms channels like rivers of black ooze frozen, spidering out into the yellow dust. On the far horizon, you see a perfectly conical volcano. It must be far away but massive. The peak is strangely tall and thin, almost like a tube. Occasional puffs of white smoke rise from it into the clear sky. In front of you, the trail and tracks of the slavers go on deep into this hellscape.
You know what we need right now? An ornithopter.
Yeah, that's right, actually. Fucking wish we did.
Moment of silence
Yeah.
moment of silence
for the ornithopter. It's
Yeah.
still out there. It still belongs to you, right? What?
Yeah.
It's parked outside the original portal, isn't it? In
Yeah.
the snow.
Yeah.
No,
Somewhere
we
there.
took it back. No, we took... Oh, yeah, outside of the original portal. Yes, yes.
Somewhere in the wintry lands. Fuck. Wherever that is.
Should we go back?
Let's go pick it up.
Did anyone remember where you parked it?
It's got a boot on it.
Did you tie
Like
a little
70
balloon?
tickets.
Right.
So
I didn't tie it up. It might have blown away by now. I don't know.
All right. Off we go down this road
Yeah.
towards
Well,
the conical
after-
volcano.
After a while, the road disappears and it's the faintest of tracks, but you keep up with it. And about 3 hours forced march, along with these knights. The knights are getting really fatigued. They wear like plates of armor, and they've been through a battle the day before, and they're not superheroes like you, essentially. So they're not moaning, but they're pretty fatigued. You reach what seems to be your destination. So you first notice that the desert becomes broken up by rocky lines in the ground. There are clear outlines, rises, and then earthen platforms. Stopping to take in your surroundings, you see you are entering what must have been a sprawling city in the past. Now it is barely a mark in the ground. The first building you see is the huge stone temple. It is near black and has been covered with tiles fashioned from the volcanic rock. And this is something which is a more recent construction than this ancient city. Huge black volcanic rock temple. Beyond it, there is a square pit large enough to fit half of your home base of Lenake Raka inside. From here, you cannot see how far down it goes, but you can see the huge obsidian-sided tower sticking up in the center of the hole, a monolith exactly like the one you explored in Kincathra. The area is strangely quiet. Work camps around the edge of the pit seem abandoned. No slaves or priests or troops walk around in the open. There are no sounds of digging or smithing, only the wind stirring up the dust and pebbles. The volcano looms large on the horizon behind.
All right, soldiers, you take a rest break while we check out this area. See what our survival picks up. Yeah? Yeah?
maybe everyone's given up and gone home.
Oh, yeah, maybe we should go home, too. Nothing to see here. All right, turn around, go back.
Diddly, diddly, diddly. Okay.
Too much.
Cue the yeah.
Yeah, let's see what we can spot around here with some scouting.
Sure, I can.
I survival this.
Well, Seyda, there's ancient ruins, there is the temple, and there is the edge of this massive square pit that could fit a town in it, you imagine. What will you check out?
Well, I think I'm going to leave the ancient temple to people wiser than I. I'm going to see what my survival can spot around the edge of the pit.
You're going to go around the edge of the pit. Mm-hmm. Billicus, what do you do?
I'll head to the ancient temple.
Hjani.
Where else was there for me to head?
There's the huge pit, which you can kind of just see into, and there seems to be the top of this monolith there. There's the huge black stone temple. Okay. There's the huge black stone temple, and then there is the fact that this whole area is basically a, like low-lying ancient ruins.
I'm going to poke around the low-lying ancient ruins.
Bjorn.
I'm just going to talk to the soldiers, let them know that really appreciate what they're doing, and if they want to, they can take off a couple items of armor. Just get comfortable. It's hot.
Okay, so we've got ruins, temple, pit, and chilling with the soldiers. Pep talk, awesome. Let's start with a pep talk, of course. I'm one of the soldiers. Oh, Bjorn, we have battled hard. We have seen great evil, dragons, mind flayers. We were victorious, but I feel I doubt my faith. The world is full of so much evil. I don't know if I can go on.
Well, your faith is unfounded and stupid, first off.
Olisana is real. You know this.
All right. No, I don't, and you don't speak for me. Thank you. Look, what I wanted to say... Hey, pep up. Pep.
You're not pepping.
Pep. Guys, I'm giving them a pep talk, but this is not working. Pep. All right. It's hot. Take off some of that armor, and it will allow
My
you to move
breastplate
faster.
is like a holy shield that defends me from evil.
It's like some holy shit. Take it off, and you can move faster and get out of the way of flying arrows and swords.
But my crisis is one of
I give up on you. You're
faith.
going to die quickly, and there's no heaven for you to go to. Fuck it. I walk away. Try to give some assholes a pep talk, and fuck, they do not appreciate it or understand it, we could leave them here. I didn't pack any water. I don't think they did either.
They're all off exploring. You're sort of like, sort of stomping backwards and forwards in front of the
kicking
soldiers,
sand.
sort of saying it out to yourself in anger.
Dickheads.
Oh, great pep talk. Seyda, looking into this huge pit, you see that it once had structures and scaffolding all down the sides of it. I would say the top 200 feet of the monolith is exposed, but like at least 80% of it, compared to what you saw last time, the majority of it is still underground. You can see they have drilled a hole into it about halfway down, and that there's a bridge extending from it into one of the sloped sides of the excavation and going into a kind of cave there. So, and this is, if you just look up the wall from that cave, the temple sits at the top of that side. So somewhere around the temple is going to be some way down to that, you presume. But yeah, all the works are abandoned. They seem to have built this hole, got as far as they have, and are kind of satisfied with that for now. There are no lookouts or anything. Now, what's your survival
My
check?
survival is 6 plus 6.
Okay, make a DC 20 survival check for tracks and information on hard rocky ground.
Come on, tracks and information. I roll is 6 plus 6 is 12.
Okay, you can't track any recent movement here. Hjani, you look around the area now. What's your spot check?
My spot check is a 1.
It's a 1. Okay, DC 15 spot check.
All right. 10 plus 1, 11. Nothing.
You find nothing of interest.
Nothing of interest around here, guys.
You say to yourself, wandering out in the desert ruins. Billicus, approaching the temple, you see around the front of the temple, which is facing the opposite way. The back of the temple gets right to the edge of the pit. And around the front, there's a magnificent entrance with 2 columns and a huge arched entryway. There is a semicircular dais of steps rising up to it, but in the middle of those steps is a kind of cutout part with steps down into the ground, like a wide, 20-foot wide flight of stairs going down into darkness. And then surrounding it in a semicircle are a platform of steps going up to the temple main entrance. So there's an up and a down, technically. And even though the entrance is just sort of wide open, there's no one around. Did you want to check for tracks also?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, what's your survival roll?
11.
Okay, and it's DC 15.
15 plus 11 is 26.
Okay, there has definitely been activity here within the past day, let alone the past week. There's definitely human-sized boot prints and also slightly larger prints, which are booted and humanoid, but they seem to be a bit wider and larger and different to human ones.
All right. Hey guys, I think you had best come over here and take a look at this.
You say to yourself,
I shout.
hundreds of meters away.
I shout this.
Okay.
Hundreds of meters. Wow. I guess I shout
Like a couple
this to myself.
couple of hundred meters away. Yeah.
I shout this to myself then.
Okay, you shout, and you guys hear a sort of vague, echoey voice coming from the direction of Billy at the temple.
Well, there's nothing here, so I might as well go towards Billy at the temple, I say to myself, and I walk towards Billy at the temple.
It happens. Seyda,
I say nothing to myself. I walk to Billy at the temple.
Bjorn.
Ditto.
And the soldiers sort of stay behind, crying into their heads and hands, moaning, oh, it's all meaningless, and stay where they are.
My work here is done.
Okay, you all stand before the entrance, a semicircular like dais of rising steps going up to this huge arched entrance into this dark temple, and also in front of you a second set of stairs going down into the depths. And the volcano looks really amazing on the horizon.
That's a beautiful volcano.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
sweet Kano.
So, shall we go down here? What happened to our soldiers?
Yeah, what happened to those guys? I thought you were going to give them a pep talk.
They're told them to rest. They're tired. Let's go ahead.
All right.
Are we going to go up or down?
I think we should go up first before going down.
Well, it seems like there's some way into the monolith from either from the temple or behind the temple, somewhere around the temple.
I kind of feel like going down will be like, that's a pretty huge commitment, and I'd like to just check it out first up top.
Okay.
Well, we know how it works. The mechanism for revealing whatever it is they want to reveal should be up top based on the previous
But we're not
one that we went
in the monolith.
Yeah, in the monolith.
We're just at the temple right now.
Oh, God.
So I think
checked out.
Let's go up. I second Billicus. I start heading up.
I follow Hjani.
I say, all right, guys, thanks for waiting for me, and I head up behind them.
You arrive, you look in, and you see a huge hall of worship, which actually has lit torches in it. It's massive. It's like 80 feet like in front of you to the far side, and it's wider as well. Huge high ceilings. All the walls are done in black shiny obsidian. There are columns, and at the far end is a massive 30-foot high statue that looks like one of these mind flayers, in robes with hands in a praying position. All the walls, floor to ceiling, behind it and in the alcove it's kind of in, are covered in like black velvet drapes, sort of covering the whatever's behind it in the wall. And there is an altar in front of it. At that altar, you see 3 anti-theophanite acolytes.
Christ.
Without the helmets, the sort of lower level ones, without any of their weapons. They turn around, sort of surprised that you'd be here, and just stare at you and stop what they're doing.
I rapid mani shot them.
I thought we were wearing our masks.
You are.
Wouldn't that,
I'm not wearing mine. I'm carrying mine.
All right.
Yeah, you're all carrying your mask. Are you?
Fuck it, shoot 'em.
Are you wearing your mask?
I didn't specify, so I'm just gonna say no.
You're not wearing a mask.
All right.
Okay, Hjani, let me just find the stats. You will in fact get 4 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, there we go.
And it's a +6 to each one of the shots.
And their AC in this situation will be 14.
Okay. All right, so first shot is a 15 + 6. That is a 21.
That's a hit.
So the second shot is a 18 + 6. That is a 24.
Okay, you lose 2 arrows at the same time. Each strike a different person.
All right, so that's a 1d8 + 1 for each shot. The one is a 1 + 1, 2 damage for one of them.
Okay.
The second is a 4 + 1, 5 damage for that one.
Okay, so they've both been shot, but they're still alive.
All right, and then my next shot is once again, it's a +6 attack bonus. 19 + 6 is a 25. And then my last shot is a 6 + 6, 12.
So 1 doesn't hit.
Okay.
So that 25, what's the damage?
The 25 damage is a 5 + 1, 6.
Okay, so you rapidly shoot 4 arrows off. One of them misses, but each one of them gets stuck with 1 arrow. None of them have died, but they're all injured and rolling on the floor. And one of them just goes, "Ah, who are
One
you?
shot.
Yeah, who are you? Stop! You've shot us. Why?
That's what you get.
We surrender."
All right.
Oh,
they surrender.
Surrender Isaac Manto on him.
Okay. Manto runs over. The first one goes, "I surrender," and he immediately jumps on him and rips his throat out. He dies screaming horribly, and the others just actually shit their pants and
Guys-
say, "Not us."
They surrendered. Let's just tie them up and question them. They might have information. I tie them
that
up.
first one was straight up murder.
Well, it was the dog that did it, so it was
Murder by
the
Manto.
wolf. So
I
it was active dog.
pull up the other two, and I mean they're not going anywhere, so I don't really need to tie them up very tightly. But I kind of just give them a little.
Move us carefully. I have an arrow sticking between my ribs.
Look, stop moaning. I'm not going to kill you with a dog. So, come on.
Doesn't mean we're not going to kill you, just not with the dog.
Who are you?
Who are you? We ask the questions here.
We are priests. We are acolytes in this temple. We are training.
Training for what?
Training to one day realize the void on this planet and bring the masters here to carry out their will.
That sounds dumb. Why would you do that?
I
Go
pull
get a
out
real
one
job.
of the arrows.
Sorry?
I just pull out an arrow.
One of them dies from the shock. He only had 1 hit point left. So the blood pressure goes out of his body and he faints and then dies.
What are
Seyda,
you doing
were
in?
saying.
What are you doing in the monolith? How do we get into the monolith? I'm going to ask these questions very quickly because otherwise my friends might kill you.
What's a monolith?
The big thing outside, the big black thing.
Oh, we are not permitted to enter. Only the masters are permitted to enter.
Where are the masters?
Well, they'll kill me if I say.
We're going to kill you anyway.
I'm not sure. There are a few of them, and they have.
I
their
stab
own...
him in the chest with my dagger.
He dies.
Guys,
What?
come on. He was giving us information.
Oh, I was just following the crowd.
Bjorn, what's your alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
Given that and your previous experience with these priests, that's a reasonable action.
Exactly.
Yeah, they might have tried a mind trick or something like that. Anyways, I pull down a velvet curtain.
Oh, they're huge. They're like 40 foot high in that. You're going to rip... Okay,
So
sure.
can I jump on it and swing until it comes down.
What's your strength?
No one ask her what her
What's her
alignment
weight?
is.
+3.
Well, wait, did you say I didn't ask what her alignment is for closing some curtains?
I think you better.
Essentially.
I think you better.
Yes, well,
Lawful
Hjani.
neutral. I want to ruin these curtains.
sure. That Bjorn, that's totally within her alignment. Now, Hjani, what's your strength again?
+3.
+3. Okay, it's only DC 12.
4.
You swing on them happily for about 2 minutes. You all watch her swinging on the curtains, like manically.
That looks fun. I go
The
and
30-foot statue of the Illithid is imposing.
I go and add my strength and aid her in giving it a pull.
What is your strength bonus?
My strength bonus is +3.
DC 12.
5 +3.
Bjorn and Billicus look on as Hjani and Seyda jump up and swing to and fro
These
on
are
their
some-
huge curtains.
These are some really sturdy curtains.
This is fun though.
I'm just really glad that Seyda didn't get too angry at me for stabbing that guy in the chest. Those curtains really distracted her.
It really set her off.
Hey, Billicus,
Yes, sir.
is that statue magical?
I will tell you in a moment. I am taking a look at this statue. I'm inspecting the statue.
Do you have a detect magic spell?
I believe.
While
Sorry.
you look at that list right in front of you at your first level spells and cantrips for druids, Hjani and Seyda, what do you say to each other as you swing on the curtains?
I cast detect magic.
You cast detect magic. You do not feel any magic aura or see any glow coming up from the statue, but you do sense a strong dark magic coming from somewhere beyond it.
I sense a strong dark magic coming from somewhere beyond it, but it's not magical.
Behind it? Just beyond it?
Somewhere beyond it.
Bjorn, you see curtains beyond it, and you see 2 of your party members swinging on those curtains. Hjani.
Hey, you know what? I think we should invite the soldiers up here to swing on these curtains. Maybe like destroy the statue a little bit. Maybe that'll help cheer
It
them
might
up.
cheer them up.
Yeah, they looked pretty down when I saw them from afar.
Yeah, let's go get them. Let's ask them in. And also give them somewhere cool to rest.
Yeah, that's true.
I hop down off the curtains.
Same here. I run out the door to be like, "Hey, soldiers, come over here!"
Okay,
But in an imposing, like, captain voice.
sure. You scan your eyes around. They don't appear to be there anymore.
What?
They've gone.
I cast produce flame on one of these curtains.
Okay, that's something you have, right?
It is. something
What
that I
level
have.
spell is it?
It is a level 1.
Okay, the curtains, one set of curtains where you're standing right behind the main statue in the center of the far wall, go up in flames. They burn for about 10 minutes before they start, detaching at the top and fluttering down in sort of smoldering embers, revealing that behind the statue, without the curtains, is just another... there's not a wall, it's just another wide hallway. It's just another wide hallway continuing on.
Down the hallway?
Yeah, guys, let's go down this hallway.
How did we not notice those when we
Right.
were swinging on the curtains?
Well, you could, look behind the curtains or go under them.
That would have been so much easier.
But if you'd had pulled them down, it would have revealed.
Yeah.
It would
But
have
instead we somehow swaying like back and forth instead of front and back.
I say it's good that you used up your 20s on the dragon.
Fair enough.
Bjorn, for some reason I feel like I was mad at you, but the curtains...
Doesn't matter, let's go down the hallway.
We head down the hallway.
Okay, you enter this hallway, which, again, there's lit braziers and lanterns and all kinds of stuff like it's a functioning temple. But the first thing you notice entering here is the stench. A really horrible, acrid stench. It appears to be about 80 feet long, this sort of gloomy but lit by lanterns, long, dark hallway with shiny black obsidian walls. At the far entrance, it sort of, at the far end, it narrows rather than a huge sweeping archway. It's just like a small door-sized archway at the far end with an old wooden door in it. Bit of an anticlimax, but there's this big smell emanating from down there.
Have I smelled this stench before?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it might be dragon stench.
You have not sensed this stench before.
Guys, let's continue down.
Let's have a marching order, since the door is now going to be
Me
narrow.
first.
Okay.
I'll go second.
I'll bring up the end.
All right, then Manto and I will be
You're third.
Third from, yeah.
You arrive at the wooden door. The stench is drifting out from below it. It's almost like noxious fumes. And from behind it, you hear bubbling of water. You hear low moans of like torture victim moans, essentially, and footsteps and all kinds of stuff happening behind there.
Oh, it's a bathhouse.
of a kind, maybe, perhaps. You stand in front of this closed door.
Billicus,
What's up?
freak him out and do that fucking like the warp wood thing on this door. Let's fuck with them, guys. Get ready.
Just blast it open?
Yeah, guys, get ready.
All right, I ready
I'm
my
ready.
bow.
All right. I cast warp wood, and I kind of try and pry it open.
Yeah, on this puny standard wooden door, you use your 5th level druid power on warp wood, and you make it just sort of twist, creak enough that the people inside go, oh, what's that? And then it just sort of rends open and explodes inwards. You all step through dramatically. And here is what you see. Another huge hall, but this is a weird fucked up place. First of all the walls in this massive open hall are covered in really horrific murals which tell the whole story of what's happening here. Basically, at your level, there is a walkway all around the edge, and the center area is almost completely sunken, with steps going down. And in this sunken area is a pool of shallow black liquid. Down there, at the edge of the pool, in the sunken area, you see one of these mind flayers. There is a second one up here on the opposite side of the room, by a large staircase leading up to some room beyond this, which you can't see, but there's bright lights emanating from the top of the stairs. They both look around at you like, wow, that was pretty dramatic. And down in this pool, in the sunken level, there's also a kind of walkway at the edge where the steps lead down to it. And there are a series of people, these moaning people, slaves, chained against the walls. And in this black liquid, you can see bubbles and writhing. And just casting your eyes around these murals, you just see the whole story laid out in picture of basically how these illithids are born. There's some sort of like horrific celestial nasty horror beast which you see depicted gives birth to grubs that grow to worms in this fetid pool. Then they're inserted into the mouth of the victims, attach themselves to the spinal cord, and then grow out, eat out their brain, and then the head of these grubs replaces the head of the victim to become the mind flayer. And this is obviously some sort of like prep room for growing new mind flayers with some grubs that they've transported here. So there's the sort of the grub pool in the sunken area. The area at your level around it is like a sort of as wide as this table, like a sort of 3 or 4 foot wide walkway all around. One of the mind flayers is down there sort of screwing around with the chained moaning victims. And then the other one is on the far side of the hall, like 100 feet away, on the opposite side of this walkway, next to a sweeping staircase leading up to some room with shining lights emanating from it. That's exactly what you see.
I immediately put on my pig mask.
I put on my fox helm.
I say, this is a really intense comic, and then I put on my helm too.
Okay, the mind flayers sort of double take. They look at you, they look at each other. You think you see a shrug. And then the one on the other side of the room starts to stalk around the edge coming your direction. Let's roll for initiative then. Now, 3 of you have mind jammer helmets on, right? So that's pretty good to start. Bjorn, you don't, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
do you want to just like back up?
let's roll for initiative. I'm going to roll separately for the 2 illithids. Seyda, what's your...
+7. I rolled a 6 + 7 is 13.
Seyda 13. Okay, now I've got my stuff together. I remembered that. I wrote down that these illithids get +6 to their initiative. So the first one gets a 14 + 6 is a 20. And the second one, down in the pit, gets a 19 + 6 is 25. Bjorn.
4. It's a 2 + 4 is a 6.
Hjani.
+5. 17 + 5 is a 22.
And Billicus.
2. So 18 + 2 is 20.
Hey, there you go. That's equal to one of the illithids, but equal means you win. The players win in a in a tie. So the first person to act is the illithid walking around the balcony towards you, and the first thing it does is Mind Blast. Now, Hjani, Billicus, and Seyda are completely unaffected, wearing their mind jammers. Bjorn needs to make that a DC 15 willpower save.
My willpower is +3.
Okay.
That's 3 + 3 is 6.
Okay, now roll 1d4.
1.
So this time, actually, lucky you, you're only going to be stunned for 1 other round after this.
Play on, guys.
Okay, so Bjorn falls to his knees, clutching his head and foaming from the nose again, and you 3 are fine in your helmets. So next in the order is Hjani.
Okay, I rapid shot the one coming towards us.
Okay, so you get 2 shots, and with his psionic shield, his total armor class is 18.
Okay, so I have a +8 attack bonus on both my shots. First shot is a 2 + 8. That doesn't hit. And the second one is a 3 + 8. Oh no!
It holds up its floppy webbed hands, uses its psionic powers, and your arrows just sort of like divert past it strangely.
Warning shots.
So next down is the other Illithid, which is confused by your... it seems to somehow not know that these masks protect it from mind blasts, which is a weird point to note, and it mind blasts again, doing nothing. Now it knows.
I'm sorry, does Manto have to make a save on this because he's not...
Because he's canine, right? And he's
Yeah.
also your magical animal companion.
Is he okay, or...?
No effect on Manto.
Fantastic. I'm going to... I feel some magical strength growing up inside me, and I cast Wild Shape. I believe that's what it was, right?
Yep.
Yep, Wild Shape.
I personally would have used Call Lightning, but Wild Shape is fine.
I'm really excited for Wild Shape.
Okay, what do you turn into?
Gorilla Kiss.
Billicus comes out.